Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. This reading is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Anybody with heavy placements in the sign of Sagittarius or anybody who resonates strongly with Sagittarian energy. We all have Sagittarian energy in our chart somewhere. If you found this reading and you have no idea what's in your chart, you just felt called to click on the button and check it out, then there is a message in here for you as well. So welcome. Let's take a moment, center in, breathe in, be present in this space. Set the intention to receive the healing codes that are transmitted through this video, if you so desire and choose. And know that you are most infinitely loved and respected within this space. Thank you for being here with me. Go ahead and hit the like button if this video resonates for you. So let's get right into it. I have a couple oracle cards to start us off here. The first one is you are never a victim to life. And the second one is wisdom from the stars. And your journey is your own on the bottom of the deck. So I'm feeling a couple things right off the bat from these cards. One of the things is that some of you may be connecting with your star family at this time. You may be looking more into your galactic heritage, your galactic roots, identifying with the term starseed, which is a being from another star system who has incarnated upon this earth or another planet, somebody who doesn't identify home necessarily as here. And this is a channel full of starseeds, so welcome. You are in the right place. You may have been looking up to the sky lately, noticing things going on with the stars, with the sun, with the moon, noticing perhaps things that you can't quite identify in the sky. Perhaps you're noticing a lot of shooting stars. The heavens, the cosmos are speaking to you. So pay attention to that, honor that, and honor whatever's coming through. I feel like just gazing up at the stars is going to begin unlocking memories and unlocking things within you. So pay attention to that and work with that and honor that. This is not your first rodeo. This is not your first lifetime. This is not your only incarnation, the only aspect of you. You are a multi-dimensional being. And you're really starting to feel that. You're really starting to open up to that aspect of yourself. And as you do that, you naturally receive more and more confirmation. You naturally receive more and more wisdom. And just trust what's coming through. That's what I really want to say for someone. Trust what's coming through. I feel like somebody is doubting themselves. You're second guessing yourself. You're, even if it's something like, I feel like I was Pleiadian, or I feel like I resonate with Orion or something like that. And you're like, well, that's crazy. And you like talk yourself out of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know who you are. There's a reason why we have these impulses or these inclinations. And if any of you want to delve into this more deeply, we can do an astrology reading. I incorporate galactic points into that. We could also do a reading, a past life regression, you name it. If you really want to delve into that and understand that more, I can be of assistance in that process. All of my information is on my website. It's in the description box below. But you're really opening up to that aspect of you. There's a lot of Ankhs on here too. So perhaps some Egyptian lifetimes. The Egyptians were very, very heavily influenced by the extraterrestrials. They had a lot of communication and communion with them, a lot of guidance, building the pyramids, all these different things. That many ET races were present at different points within the Egyptian civilization. So you may be feeling that connection as well. You may just be feeling like working with the symbol of the Ankh and diving more deeply into that beautiful symbol of eternity, and some consider protection. So trust that as well. Trust wherever you're being guided at this time. Now, with it, you're never a victim to life. This is where some of my Saggies watching this, Spirit is reminding you, do not fall into the victim role. If you have fallen into this energy, it's time to pull yourself back out. Yes, we all have circumstances. We all have situations where we feel victimized. In childhood and in some of these situations, there are times when we are a genuine victim or we are victimized in an experience. But when we choose to dwell in that, when we choose to continue to give our power away, that's when we become a victim. So you can have an experience of victimization. It doesn't mean you have to own the title and the energy of victim. For some of you guys, this is just feeling like life has been handing you lemons, like things aren't going your way. It's that energy of like, try not to fall into that trap of blaming everybody and everything else for what's going on in your reality. It's when we take ownership of that energy and ownership of our own life that we are then able to transform what may have been an experience of victimization into a victory. And that's what you're being invited to do right now, to become victorious, to become the master of your own creation by saying enough is enough. I am not going to, because the victimhood is a consciousness as well. And this is a consciousness that has been hardwired into this experience of Earth as we have been trapped in this false matrix that we are breaking out of now. And if you guys want to understand more about that, I talk a lot about extraterrestrials and stuff like that in the video too. Check out the video in my lives playlist. What is the AI inverted matrix and how do we ascend out? I go more depth into what is the false matrix, all of this stuff. But it's like part of the programming that has kept people stuck up until now as we're beginning to break free has been this program of victimhood. And this design that causes people to look outside of themselves for a savior, for a helping hand. And so it's like, be that hand for yourself is what Spirit's saying. You are far stronger than you realize. You can transform all of this pain, all of this suffering into gold. It's just a matter of choosing to do that, a matter of choosing to get back up and fight another day. And I don't even necessarily like using the word fight, but for some of you guys, I feel like it really does feel like a fight right now. Some of my Sagittarius is just getting out of bed in the morning might feel like a fight. So how do you start transforming that? When you do get out of bed, give yourself credit for that. Give yourself credit for all the wins that you have, so to speak, all the things that you do when you don't feel like doing it that make you feel better, all of the little victories in your life. Start noticing those, and that can start to shift that narrative and shift you out of that victim identity if you have fallen into that in some area of your life. Also know that, and there's a lot of ins and outs to this. I don't want to get into all of it in this video. But the bulk of the things that we experience here, we also chose it was part of the transcript, if you will, of this lifetime, the things we wanted to experience and learn, the ways that we wanted to grow. So in that respect, we're never a victim either. So it's just remember that, own that, decide to disconnect yourself from that consciousness, from that energy, and from that way of identifying, and begin to identify in a different way, with a different energy, with that energy of strength, with that energy of triumph. The things that you went through so that you could overcome them, alchemize them, transform them, integrate them, and help other people ultimately to do the same. So the third card that we had out for you is the journey is your own. So this is all about honoring your own individual path. And notice there's the sphinxes here too. So we got more of that Egyptian symbology here. Sphinxes also represent and connect with the Akashic records. Some of you may want to look into that. The Akashic records, working with the Akashic records. When I do these readings, some of the energy that I tap into is that the Akashic records are the record of all that has been, all that ever will be, all that ever can be, all the different variables of this infinite experience. I feel like for some of you, there is a lifetime or a dimension or an existence of yourself that you're meant to tap into at this time so that you can understand more about your current circumstance. So I can assist you with this. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this reading some of the things that I can do that can help with that. I'm not the only one. Plenty of people can. You can do this for yourself as well. And with the second part of the card, seek guidance from within. I think this is what Spirit really wants you to focus on. Tap into that energy. Your soul has a message. Some aspect of you in some other dimension has a message for you. Tap into that through meditation, through stillness, through gazing at the stars. I'm really feeling this for someone, like go out at night if it's warm enough. If not, like maybe find a way to do this where you can be warm. I know where I live right now, it's pretty cold at night. But if you can, lay down and just stare at the stars and let your mind empty. Just focus on the stars. And as you empty your mind and you just notice the way that they're glittering, the ways that they're dancing, the ways that they're gleaming, it's going to create an opening that allows for this transmission to come through. And then under that, we had have compassion with yourself. So some of you guys really need to be gentle with yourselves. It's like some of you need to get out of that energy of blaming others. Clear. Others of you need to get out of that energy of blaming yourself. Yeah, transcending duality here on the bottom of the deck. It's that black and white thinking. That either or. Clear. That all or nothing. All right, let's get into the tarot here. Clear. What more does Sagittarius need to understand? What does Sagittarius need to know? What's going on here? Give me some more guidance for Sagittarius. Tell me what else Saggy needs to know. All right. Yeah, we'll take that one too. And I had the orange calcite sitting on top of this deck. I like to put crystals on top of some of my decks. I don't know why I'm being drawn to show this to somebody, maybe working with orange calcite or another type of orange crystal, that sacral chakra or solar plexus energy as well. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles here with the Nine of Swords. So agonizing over a choice or a decision. Some of you guys too are just way too stressed because you have way too much going on and you're having trouble balancing it all. We got the Seven of Swords here. So this is saying like, do something different. We got the Fool on the bottom of the deck too. Do something differently because the way you're doing it is not sustainable and it's causing you way too much stress. For some of you guys, this is, like I said, just feeling overburdened, having too much on your plate. For others of you, this is like a specific choice or decision. And with the Seven of Swords, there is that mischievous energy here. Let's see if let's get some more clarity on what's going on here. Some of you guys could have suffered a betrayal, felt as though somebody betrayed you, misrepresented themselves, let you down, and there's a choice that you feel you need to make as a result of that, but you're really stressed out and agonizing about it, or you're not sure what to do, but you know that something needs to change, something needs to happen. Tell me some more here. Interesting the way those cards fell out. So we got the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Some of these cards are similar to the Gemini reading I just did. Some of you might check that out if you resonate with Gemini energy. It is your opposing sign. And you guys are getting ready to have Mercury retrograde in your sign. I don't know if I mentioned that yet during this reading. It begins on the 25th, I believe it is, and goes into the beginning of December. Mercury's already in shadow for that retrograde, meaning within the retrograde territory. So yeah, you guys might be feeling that there may be something that happens. It may be something that you find out during Mercury retrograde that pushes you to need to make a choice here. So this may not have happened yet unless you're watching this while Mercury is in retrograde. If you're watching this right around the time I put it out. And if you're watching this anytime, it is timeless. So this could be going on for you right now or about to be happening for you or have happened and something that you are dealing with right now. So we have the Four of Swords, which is about healing and rest. Some of you guys need more rest. You need more healing. I think it came out in reverse. Or, okay, this is interesting. What I'm feeling from some of you guys is that you've been in a period of convalescing and healing, but now it's time to move out of that and take some action. And that might be a choice or decision that some of you are having to make too, that you're sort of agonizing over, is like, you don't want to come out of the warm, comfortable, safe space and start moving forward yet. You don't feel like you're ready. But you definitely are with the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles here. Your confidence is your key to success with these energies coming out. This is magnetism. I feel like there's like some switch up that needs to happen. And I looked, it was 14:14 on the clock when I got ready to say this part. It's like some shift that needs to be made that's going to put you into this magnetic, abundant energy where you're attracting everything that you desire. So it might be the choice that you're agonizing over. It's like if you've been like straddling, it's like, say that like the new choice is over here, the old is over here, and you're kind of like in the doorway is the image that I'm getting, with one foot straddling both worlds. Or for some of you guys, it's like you're trying to live 2 lives at once, or you're trying to do 2 things at once that don't really work. It doesn't really jive. You need to, so this is interesting because we were talking about that all or nothing thinking, but it really feels like you need to put your feet firmly in one path or the other. You can't do both. You can't do it all. You can't have it all. That doesn't mean you can't have everything. Well, yeah, in this scenario for some of you guys, it's like, how do I want to put this? How do I want to say this? It's like you can't have everything you want and also have everything you need at the moment. Or it's like needing to choose between the needs and the wants. I don't know. It's like I feel like you have to sacrifice one thing for the other and you don't want to. But Spirit's saying you may have to sacrifice something on this other side. And it could be the thing that's on this side, right? To get to where you want to go here. But ultimately, you're going to end up with more than you had before. It's like you're going to get something better or something more in alignment. Or like whatever the sacrifice is that you have to make is going to be worth it in the end. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense for somebody watching this. What else do we have? What else? What other guidance here? All right, Spirit saying it's time for the next step. Do we have any final cards from this? Yeah, we got the 9. This is wish fulfillment. So you guys, there's something that you really want. Yeah, there's something that you really want, but you have to sacrifice something in order to get it. And Spirit is saying it's worth it. Spirit's saying like once you make that choice, whatever the choice is that you're needing to make, for some of you guys, it's just like, for those of you who have way too many pots in the fire, right? Irons in the fire, whatever the analogy. It's like trimming that down, getting rid of the excess. The excess weight is what I'm hearing. Some of you guys, it's like leaving a person or a situation. It's like the energy really wants to get moving. It's just you have to commit. All right, let's get into the Intuit Tarot here. Get some final messages. Clear. It's like that shit or get off the pot kind of an energy. Sounds like there's a plane or a ship or something flying over my house right now. All right, final messages here for Sagittarius. Okay. We'll take it. We got the Lovers here. Yeah, some of you guys want to check out the Gemini reading. This came up for them and it is their card. We also have Death. That came up for them too. And the 8 of Cups. So this is an internal change with this version of the Death card. Yeah, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. So there's some situation that you've stayed in past the expiration date. You haven't been honest with yourself or others about why it is that you're still within this scenario, whether this is a relationship, a job, fill in the blank here. You're convincing yourself that you're happy, but you're not. And there's like there's an internal shift that's happening. And this, as I'm recording this, for those who are finding it within this time frame, we just had the Taurus full moon conjunct Uranus. That really shook us out of our comfort zone. It really showed us where it is that we have been settling for something that isn't what we truly want, where we've been resisting a change that needs to happen. And it's made that feel more uncomfortable. So I feel like that's where my Saggies are getting to right now. You know the change that you have to make. You know the decision that you have to make. You gotta step through the doorway. You gotta plant your feet where you belong, where you're truly going to be happy and fulfilled. And honey, whoever this is for, you will be, okay? And for some of you guys, this has to do with love. This has to do with leaving a relationship, perhaps. Maybe you've been with somebody, you've stayed with somebody, you know that it's not working for you, but it's comfortable for some reason. It gives you what you need, but not what you want. There's that want versus need thing that I was trying to figure out before. You've been playing it safe so that you can get your basic needs met, but your deeper needs and desires are going unrealized and unexpressed. And it's time to really claim what is yours. Claim what you deserve. That's what I'm feeling here. And if this is like a relationship that you're staying in because it's comfortable, but you don't really want to be there anymore, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to them because it's preventing either of you from finding happiness. This is the Ace of Swords. This is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is all about misinformation, miscommunication, the need to reevaluate, the need to speak up, speak your truth. And King of Cups in reverse, emotional manipulation. Yeah, there's a truth that needs to come forward here. There's a rebalancing, Six of Coins, Six of Pentacles under that needs to happen here. And it's rebalanced through truth and acceptance of what is. All right, let's see. Some of you guys, I feel like it's about having an even give and take. There's no even give and take. There's no reciprocity within whatever this is, whether this is a job or for a lot of you, this is a relationship. The choice has been going after what you really want. Perhaps some of you, it's been that energy of holding yourself back and playing a part that you think is necessary to be played for your family, for your friends, for your partner, whatever it is. And it's like breaking free of that. Having the courage to stand in the truth of who you are and no longer play a role that doesn't fit anymore. I feel like it did for you guys at one point, but now it just doesn't. It's like you're trying, I've used this analogy before, but it's like you're trying to squeeze into a pair of pants that you've grown out of. All right, just accept that they don't fit anymore and move on. So we got the Page of Swords here and the Ace of Wands. This is passion, attraction, desire, chemistry. And the Page of Swords, this is all about ideas and communication, mental agility, learning. So it's like there's something new that you're on the verge of connecting to, a new dream, a new desire. This could be a new relationship for some, but it feels deeper than that. And by deeper than that, I mean like beyond that. I mean like some new thing that you are wanting to throw your heart and your soul into, that you're going to be excited about. This is like you becoming excited about life again, excited about learning and growing and exploring, which is what your sign is all about. So this is beautiful energy. This is what's waiting for you on the other side of the decision that you don't want to make. And then the Knight of Cups. So for some of you, there is romance waiting for you on the other side too. Yeah. Some of you have, it's like you've already emotionally moved on from whatever this connection is that you're in. For those of you where this is a relationship, apply it to a job or whatever, as you will. You've already moved on. You already have your sights on somebody or something else. And so it's like, just take that final step. That's all you need to do. And it might be messy. You might not know how to navigate it. It might be hard, make your life harder for a little while, but ultimately it's going to make your life so much more fulfilling. Yeah. Just a great level of self-honesty and honesty with others that's being called for right now. And that really, the truth will set you free. Yeah. And there might be some hurt feelings. And that happens, that's okay. Sometimes, like something that I learned early in life was when I avoided telling people the truth because I didn't want to hurt their feelings, ultimately I just hurt them more. It's that old analogy of like, it's better to rip off the Band-Aid. It's that kind of thing. This also here is saying like, don't make, it's like, make the choices and the decisions that you know you need to make, and like, you know them. I don't like, you know what you really want. You know where you're really being drawn. It's like you're lying to yourself kind of, but not really. It's like you have to convince yourself. And when you start catching yourself having to convince yourself that a certain path, that a certain relationship, a job, whatever is right for you, then you know that it's not, because you wouldn't have to work so hard to prove it to yourself if it were. Okay? So it's like, you know the choices you have to make, but this is also warning against making any huge, rash, impulsive. It's like, think it out, but don't overthink it, and have some type of a plan in place. And like, don't be like totally reckless with this. Like, do this wisely and in a way that is sensitive to all parties involved, but do it, essentially, I guess is what I'm feeling here. Let me get one more card for this. We did get the Six of Wands up right on the bottom of the deck, so that's victory. That's a great card. Yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. So I don't know. It feels like some of you narrowly avoided a really bad situation. Like something happened. It was like it's sort of like so this is a weird analogy that I'm being given right now, but it's kind of like the hurricane that was supposed to hit Florida. Hurricane Milton, I think it was. It did hit Florida, but it was supposed to be a category 5. And many of us believe that it was all the prayers and all the energy sent towards it that actually so many people around the world focusing their energy on that, that helped to break that down and make it so much less than what it was supposed to be, right? But it's kind of like that. Like, you had a category 5 headed for you, and somehow you were able to avert the full disaster of that. And so maybe this is part of what's making you hesitant to take the steps you need to take, is like, you just narrowly avoided this huge catastrophe, and you're like, I don't want to rock the boat anymore. I don't want the wreckage of this to become greater than what it already is. So that's where some of the fear is going on, is coming in here. But we got the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck too. So I think Spirit's saying like, it's going to be okay. Do what you need to do. Do it thoughtfully. Do it in integrity. But don't be afraid. It's kind of like, if we're going to continue using the hurricane analogy, it's like your house got wiped out. And it's almost like Spirit was trying to wipe the slate clean for you. And now it's like, you can rebuild on the same spot that you probably, it's like, oh, this is funny how this is like coming through. It's almost like somebody wished for, it was, you know how sometimes we say like, I wish this place would just burn down or something. We don't really want that, but it's like, we want an out. We're looking for an out. And so you might have jokingly said something like that. And then there literally was a metaphorical, maybe not literal, could just be metaphorical, hurricane that swept through and demolished what you were secretly hoping was going to be demolished all along. It honestly, for some of you, it could have been your own subconscious that created this. And it was like that part of you needed to be set free, and it needed it so badly that you almost created this. And I'm not saying this to like blame or anything, but it's like that energy had to come out somewhere because it didn't have an outlet. And so everything just blew up. And now you're trying to put the pieces back together, but Spirit's saying, you don't have to rebuild this house. You can build something completely new. That's why we gave you a clean slate. You get to decide what to do with it now. And some of you guys, it's like you're avoiding having to make that choice. But remember, indecision or inaction is an action. And if we take too long to decide something, someone or something else will decide it for us. And you deserve to be the person deciding what goes on in your life. Crafting that reality that you wish to live in. Remember, we had the not a victim card at the beginning of this reading. You are not a victim. You get to choose. So what are you choosing? Choose wisely, my friend. I love you so much. If you enjoyed this reading, make sure you hit that like button if you have not done so yet. If you're still watching this, go ahead and subscribe. Welcome to the tribe. And if you want any personal assistance, reach out to me. As I said, all my information is in the description box below. I'll talk to you soon.